Good morning, my name is Michelle, and this is Abby. Welcome back to our channel, and today's video is going to be a requested video on walking, the different types of walks that Abby and I do, and basically how to train them. So right now, I'm letting her go to the bathroom. It's gonna be like a leisure walk. We're just walking around. The rules are, she's just not allowed to pull me. So I'm gonna demonstrate that now. Go on our leisure walk. Let's go. So this is what I consider a leisure walk. We're just out here. We're walking around. She's allowed to sniff and use the bathroom and explore. It's leisurely. Everybody's having fun. There's really only one rule on our leisure walk. She's not allowed to pull me. So if the leash gets tight, I just go in the opposite direction. So she's pulling a little bit. Let's see what happens. Good girl. So because the leash got tight, we just go in the opposite direction. And what that does is that teaches her she can explore as long as she doesn't go to the end of the leash and starts pulling me. This allows her to explore, sniff around, use the bathroom, but she knows that, hey, if I want to get to something that smells really good, but the leash gets tight, we're not going to get to that thing. So one of the main reasons dogs pull is because it's reinforcing. The dog gets tension on the leash, it gets to where it wants to go with all the extra smells and excitement around. So you're reinforcing every time your dog is allowed to pull and gets to explore the environment pulling, you're reinforcing that behavior of pulling. So anytime the leash gets tight, it's mandatory that you take the tension off the leash in some way. My go-to way of doing it is just going in the opposite direction so she follows me away from whatever she was pulling me to. A structured walk is a little different. So during a structured walk, she's not allowed to pull me, she's not allowed to really sniff or to do any of that. We're really walking for exercise and structure. So here she is in a structured walk right now. Loose leash at my side, not pulling me, not sniffing. And we go on this walk. So we are on a structured walk. There's a little bit of slack in my leash. And she's supposed to stay at my side. She's not really allowed to sniff. She's not allowed to pull me. We're just walking for exercise. But as you can see, her attention is not on me 100% of the time. That's why I call this a structured walk instead of a heel. When I think of a heel, I think of the dog is 100% focused on you, almost touching you at all times. We never do that. I never trained her to do that. So I like to call this a structured walk instead of a heel. But some people might consider this a heel. I think heel has a lot higher criteria. So I do not consider this a heel personally for me and her. But this is our structured walk where, oops, she is calmly walking by my side. And if she breaks that position, I just turn in the opposite direction, or I bring her back to my side and have her sit. So that is the differences between the walks. Usually we start with a leisurely walk so she can get out the house, sniff around, get some of the pent-up energy out before I start implementing more criteria to her walk. Also, if she's been cooped up all day, it's really hard for her to walk at my slow mortal pace. So I try to give her some time to let it out, shake it out, sniff around, maybe run around a little bit even before I start asking her to slow down and walk by my side. So those are the differences. I'm gonna show you basically how I trained her to do all these things and walk calmly by my side, and then yeah, I hope this video was not confusing and you guys was able to understand the differences between my leisure walk, structure walk, and an organized heel, which she does not really know. And yeah, I'll show you guys a video of how to train this now. So whenever I'm teaching a dog how to walk loosely on leash, we start by playing this game. It's called Follow the Leash. What I'm doing is I'm letting her walking around, or I'll toss a treat, and anytime the leash goes tight and she comes back, loosening the leash, she gets rewarded. So there I added some tension to the leash and she came right back to me and she gets a reward. So we do this over and over to teach the dog that tension on the leash means return back to me, not drive on. So now that my dog is pretty familiar with the leash game and that tension means to come back to me, we start introducing the structured walk. All this means is we up the criteria. So now, before she was able to sniff freely and explore, now her job is to stay relatively close to my side and be paying attention to my movements. So when I reward her and mark her for being in that right position at either side, doesn't really matter. And then I slowly guide her away. If she starts to sniff, I guide her back at my side and I pay her for being in the right position. In addition to that, I'll start moving around pretty unpredictably. So you'll see me do quite a few turns, sharp movements, left circles, right circles. All of this is to make sure I keep her paying attention to me and in the right position. When she does it right, I give her treats. If she does not do it right, we stop. So here, this is the structured walk, and this is how I teach it. If you have a dog that has an established pulling habit, it's important to stop them from being rewarded by pulling. So anytime there is tension on the leash, that means you guys do not go forward. And with consistency, you can teach a dog who has a pulling habit to not pull. But if you have a powerful dog and you're unable to stop the dog from pulling you to get to where it wants to go, you might have to employ some tools like a gentle leader or something like that that'll give you a little bit more leverage and able to control your dog so that you can teach him or her what right looks like. Here we are trying to teach her an actual heel. She's in an exact position, maintaining basically eye contact with me the whole time. This is a little different from the walk we did before. Before, she was able to look around and not have to maintain 100% focus on me. A heel, from my definition, the dog is focused on me in an active behavior, not a walk, not a structured walk, a strict heel. So that's what we're practicing here. We don't do this often. She doesn't know this behavior. So for demonstration purposes, I wanted to show you the difference between a structured walk and a heel. I really hope this video demonstrated to you guys the differences between the types of walk that Abby and I do. We usually start with a leisure walk while she uses the bathroom. Then we transition to a structured walk where she just walks loosely by my side. A heel is something that I would train so that she can look at me and be actively engaged through while we walk through maybe some severe distractions. I haven't trained her that behavior yet. You saw me attempting to try to train her that behavior in the video, but it's not something that we use very often, so I don't think that's something that I will really incorporate in her behaviors. So I hope this video helped you guys understand the difference between the walks that me and Abby work with. Each person is going to have different ideas, but I did want to explain the differences that we have. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the bottom below, and we'll see you guys next time.